hidden weaknesses of narcissists that you don't want to know because it will make them suffer. Hello, everyone interested in human psychology. A narcissist might seem invincible, but their strong exterior is just a well-crafted mask. Imagine them building this image, like a game, trying to appear perfect and unbeatable. However, beneath this smooth surface, the truth is very different from their grand story. For those recovering from narcissistic abuse, it's crucial to look beyond the surface and see the weaknesses of these seemingly powerful individuals. Join me today as we uncover the common weaknesses all narcissists share. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with my insights. First, narcissists have a deep fear of not being good enough. Even though they act powerful, they constantly seek validation to quiet their insecurities. Under their grand exterior, there's a persistent feeling of unease that undermines their self-esteem. They lack empathy, trapping themselves in a web of lies, making real connections hard to form. This isolation increases their inner turmoil. Their constant need for praise makes them easy targets for those who pretend to admire them. Lastly, their fragile egos can't handle criticism or perceived insults, often leading to dramatic outbursts. By understanding these weaknesses, we gain better insights into narcissism and human behavior. Understanding the fragility behind a narcissist's exterior helps us break free from their abuse and begin to heal. My first mistake: not looking at myself. Being self-aware is crucial for personal growth. True progress means recognizing our own flaws and mistakes. However, narcissists, trapped in their own delusions, avoid self-reflection. They always blame others for their problems, avoiding responsibility and maintaining a false image of perfection. Beneath their grand and entitled exterior is a deep emptiness. By refusing to admit mistakes, they stop their own growth, staying stuck and unchanging. Like trees without nourishment, narcissists fail to develop. They see themselves as victims, constantly seeking admiration and feeling superior, but their self-imposed limitations keep them from truly progressing. The real tragedy of narcissism is not their grand behavior, but their inability to grow. Without the humility to learn from their mistakes, they stay stuck in self-delusion, always chasing an unreachable ideal. Leaving a narcissist in this mental trap means they will keep repeating the same grievances over and over. However, even the most stubborn narcissist can change through self-reflection. This process involves facing hidden fears and unpleasant truths, but those who are brave enough to do so can experience profound change. By acknowledging their flaws and confronting their inner struggles, narcissists can transform into humble seekers of personal growth. This journey helps them see their imperfections as important parts of their soul. Self-awareness then becomes their guide, leading them towards personal development and redemption. Instead of abandoning narcissists, we should offer sympathy and empathy. Beneath their bravado is a wounded soul seeking salvation. The path to self-discovery is challenging, but it can bring comfort and renewal even to the most reluctant individuals. Second, narcissists don't believe in teamwork and prefer competition. They often find themselves isolated by their own egos, making it hard for them to collaborate with others, which is essential for personal and communal growth. Unlike the benefits of teamwork, narcissists remain solitary, unable to contribute to group progress because they focus only on their own desires. For example, in co-parenting, cooperation is crucial for everyone's well-being. But a narcissist's self-centeredness disrupts family harmony, turning parenting into a competition for attention instead of a joint effort to care for the children. They neglect their children's needs, prioritizing their own desires over setting proper boundaries and discipline. This behavior fractures relationships, leaving behind hurt and confused children who become pawns in their parents' narcissistic games. Every interaction becomes a power struggle, and narcissists cannot grasp the concept of working together. Their ego-driven view blinds them to others' needs, and they are obsessed with winning. They use manipulation and lies to paint their co-parent as the villain. However, their temporary successes are built on lies and self-deception, leaving them unsatisfied and trapped by their own egos. We should resist the dominance of narcissistic behavior and strive to build relationships based on respect and empathy. This approach offers the chance for true connection and lasting fulfillment, free from self-serving narcissism. Third, they get bored and lose interest quickly. Narcissists are always feeling unfulfilled, like wanderers in a desert chasing illusions that disappear when they get close. Their passions are fleeting, leaving behind emptiness. Because they are disconnected from themselves, they can't enjoy simple pleasures like others do. Contentment is always out of reach for them. Take their pursuit of material wealth, for example. While others might find some temporary joy in buying things, narcissists see it as an empty victory that can't fill the void inside. No matter how many cars or homes they acquire, it's like trying to fill a bottomless pit. Their interests change quickly, and they move from one short-lived pleasure to the next in a never-ending cycle. Despite constant activity and change, their lives remain filled with a deep emptiness that no external thing can satisfy. Why do narcissists constantly chase after new things? It's because they get a brief feeling of pleasure from each new achievement or possession. Like addicts looking for their next high, narcissists crave approval and validation, trying to soothe their wounded egos with temporary successes. But despite their constant efforts, the emptiness inside them remains. Their pursuit of momentary pleasures doesn't fill the void, making their lives feel meaningless and purposeless. In seeking approval, they often damage relationships and hinder their own goals. To understand narcissists' weaknesses, we need to see that their outward show of confidence hides a hurt soul seeking redemption. Recognizing their vulnerabilities helps us understand their complex minds and offer the compassion they need. Healing begins by acknowledging and facing their inner struggles and developing self-awareness. Together, we can help repair what is broken and build a better future based on empathy, compassion, and mutual understanding. Narcissists worry a lot about their looks and how others see them because they fear embarrassment. This fear makes them very careful about their appearance and behavior in social situations. Even though they seem confident, they are actually dealing with deep shame and self-doubt. Their apparent self-assurance hides a lot of insecurity, affecting how they interact with others. Narcissists are terrified of being exposed and react strongly to any perceived threat of humiliation. They often overreact to harmless comments, confusing those around them. To protect themselves from shame, they create fake personas that appear superior, brilliant, and flawless. Keeping up these appearances is exhausting and can lead to them exploiting and manipulating the people closest to them. For example, narcissistic parents might use their children or spouse to enhance their own image, ignoring their family's emotional needs. This behavior can cause long-lasting psychological harm. In trying to avoid shame, narcissists often sacrifice real connections and empathy. Their focus on image over relationships creates a cycle of manipulation and exploitation, damaging genuine bonds. To break this cycle, we need to understand how narcissists behave and approach them with empathy. By fostering real human connections, we can move away from manipulation and build healthier, more authentic relationships. Narcissists have addictive personalities. They constantly crave social approval and material pleasures, driving them to seek validation and indulge in various behaviors. Some get addicted to sex, money, or substances like drugs and alcohol. They depend on external validation more than most people because they fear being alone and facing their inner struggles. To avoid their emotional turmoil, narcissists constantly seek distractions. They use external things to calm their emotions, hiding their deep emotional immaturity. Despite appearing in control, they often have fits of rage and aggression. Like children in adult bodies, they chase after gratification, continually switching from one pleasure to another in a futile attempt to fill the emptiness inside them. This cycle of addiction controls their actions, preventing them from becoming self-aware and growing personally. Instead of facing their issues, they deepen their addictions, staying dependent and unhappy. Narcissists may seem invincible, but this hides their true weakness. They appear confident and superior, but deep down, they are very insecure and constantly seek approval and admiration from others. They deny their flaws and avoid shame, refusing to take responsibility for their actions. In their quest for validation, they manipulate and use people, damaging their relationships. Narcissists struggle to form real connections because they chase an impossible idea of perfection and try to control everything. This behavior highlights their human frailty. By recognizing and accepting these vulnerabilities, we can better understand narcissism and show compassion for those affected by it. Before we finish, please subscribe to this channel and share this video. Awareness is essential in today's complex world. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay informed and mindful. Today, let's take a deep dive into the intricate world of narcissistic behavior, exploring how it intersects with our everyday experiences. But before we plunge into the discussion, if you're vibing with what we're saying, show us some love with a thumbs up. And hey, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you stay in the loop. Drop your thoughts in the comments below as we unpack the nuances of dealing with narcissists. Alright, let's peel back the layers of narcissism, where things aren't always as they appear. In my observations, narcissists often come off as fragile beings, yet they wield a surprising capacity for causing harm. They crave validation but lack depth, akin to flashy but ultimately disappointing gifts. These individuals, commonly referred to as narcissists, cling to control as a means to bolster their fragile egos. Despite their typically low self-esteem, they employ manipulative tactics to maintain dominance, manipulating and overpowering others along the way. Recognizing these patterns can empower you to navigate relationships without succumbing to confusion, anger, or isolation. Narcissists deploy various strategies, from criticism to creating distance, all aimed at asserting their dominance. It's fascinating to observe their reactions in diverse scenarios. Understanding their maneuvers equips you to handle interactions with them more effectively, safeguarding your own well-being in the process. Their ultimate objective always revolves around manipulation and control, employing any means necessary to maintain their grip on power. Rather than resorting to overt aggression, they favor the subtle art of psychological manipulation and portraying themselves as victims to achieve their goals. Instead of striving for self-improvement, they rely on others to fill the void within them, ensnaring you in their intricate schemes to manipulate your thoughts. When dealing with a narcissist, be wary of their skill in making you feel inadequate, while they meticulously orchestrate their emotional manipulations. Their thirst for control extends beyond individuals. They crave power over your relationships and reactions, finding delight in the chaos and theatrics they create, akin to pulling the strings of a puppet show. Consequently, the more you distance yourself, the more unsettled and resentful they become, especially if they relied heavily on you for validation. The concept of narcissistic supply clarifies why narcissists prioritize having multiple sources to manipulate. When a narcissist loses control over someone, it signals that the individual has reclaimed their autonomy, either by altering their dynamic with the narcissist or cutting ties altogether. In retaliation, the narcissist often erupts in a frenzy of fury when faced with rejection. Seeking external validation, narcissists yearn for reassurance from others to validate their perceived superiority. In their quest to soothe the sting of rejection, narcissists often resort to attention-seeking antics or foster relationships that stroke their ego. This external validation becomes a crutch, reinforcing their fragile sense of self-worth by tethering it to others' approval rather than their inherent qualities. Furthermore, narcissists excel at evading accountability by deflecting blame and shifting responsibility onto others when faced with criticism. Instead of owning up to their flaws or errors, they manipulate situations to scapegoat others, preserving their grandiose self-image and sidestepping any hint of weakness or vulnerability. This defensive maneuvering keeps them trapped in a cycle of denial, hindering genuine self-reflection and growth. In essence, rejection poses a profound threat to narcissists as it chips away at their carefully crafted facade of superiority and invincibility. Their response isn't rooted in a genuine desire for self-improvement, but rather in a frantic bid to uphold their inflated self-image at any cost. Until they confront their vulnerabilities and insecurities head-on, narcissists will continue to rely on external validation and defensive tactics to shield themselves from rejection's discomfort, impeding their ability to forge meaningful connections and foster authentic self-worth. In delving into the complex realm of how rejection impacts narcissists, it's essential to grasp the intricate dynamics at play. These individuals, often adept at shielding their fragile self-esteem, seldom engage in sincere self-reflection. When confronted with rejection, narcissists may resort to a repertoire of manipulative maneuvers aimed at reclaiming control, from professing love to assuming a victim's guise. Yet, these endeavors typically serve their self-interests, with little genuine concern for others. Once they secure their dominance, narcissists may reveal alarming behavioral patterns in their pursuit of maintaining control and extracting benefits from relationships. Whether driven by financial or emotional motives, their interactions become transactional, and any threat to their control prompts drastic measures. This could involve besmirching their target's reputation or assuming a victim's role to evoke sympathy and guilt. By inducing feelings of obligation or remorse, they aim to tether their targets and stifle any attempt to break free. Identifying these manipulative tactics is pivotal for safeguarding one's well-being within relationships with narcissists. Armed with an understanding of these mechanisms, individuals can erect boundaries and shield themselves against emotional exploitation. Moreover, cultivating a supportive network of trustworthy confidence offers validation and perspective, countering the isolation and gaslighting tactics often wielded by narcissists. In essence, navigating relationships with narcissists demands a blend of self-awareness, assertiveness, and a commitment to prioritizing one's mental and emotional well-being. When narcissists encounter obstacles in fulfilling their desires, they often resort to drastic measures. This explains why their smear campaigns can feel like a devastating assault on your character. When they succeed in manipulating others to bend to their will, it can plunge them into a downward spiral, prompting them to contemplate extreme actions. Their relentless pursuit of control and dominance drives them to engage in harmful behaviors, underscoring the importance of establishing firm boundaries when dealing with narcissists. Ultimately, The most significant blow to a narcissist's ego and power occurs when they lose control and access to the resources they crave. Sadly, recovering from the aftermath of a relationship with a narcissist can prove to be an arduous and protracted journey for many individuals. Given the insatiable appetite of narcissists for control and dominance, it's imperative for our own welfare to sever ties with them. We eagerly await your input on this topic. To sum up, grappling with a narcissist and the aftermath of such a relationship can prove challenging. Their relentless pursuit of control and authority can leave lasting scars on those entangled with them. Yet, reclaiming autonomy and emotional well-being is paramount for healing. We greatly appreciate your contemplation of these insights. Your active participation is vital for us to continue delivering valuable content. By joining our channel as a member for just $1, you gain access to exclusive benefits while supporting our endeavors. Your backing empowers us to persist in furnishing valuable content. Thank you for being a valued member of our community and for considering this opportunity.